Hi everybody, this is the website boy again with another great tutorial about Bootstrap. On this tutorial, we're going to be discussing how we mark up a page with Bootstrap. Not only how, but we're going to be doing it ourselves with some exercise files that I got for you. So this episode is going to be very exciting and I hope you stick to it to the end because every video that I make it with emotions. I make it with happiness because I want you to learn Bootstrap. Now, for those of you that don't know how to navigate this course, this is just a little image there, a little thing that I put together for you. You can go to the next video on top, on the next button there, to the previous on the top left hand there, playlist in the bottom left, and the subscribe in the bottom right. Make sure that you subscribe. This is very important since every time I upload a video, and if you subscribe to my channel, you get an instant email about it. That way you can go ahead and take the course as soon as I develop them. As soon as I upload them to YouTube, you can have access to it if you subscribe. All right. So now, if you want to do everything like me, there are two things that you need to follow, and I say it in mostly all my videos. All right. You need to install Sublime Text 2, and you need to install the Emmet plugin. And these links are gonna be in the bottom of this video. I'm gonna put the links there so you can click on it and learn how to do this if you don't know how to do this. If you already have your own editor, don't worry about it. Now, on this tutorial, we're going to be talking about what we're going to be doing is actually marking up a page just like this. We're going to have on the left, we're going to have a logo. On the right, we're going to have a little banner there. Right there below the banner and the logo, we have a little title there with a little catching phrase, whatever. And on the middle there, we're going to have some products that we're going to be making sure they adapt to mobile devices very good. Okay, that's very important when you're designing in mobile friendly frameworks. So anyways, now this is something that I see a lot of people forget. Please don't forget this because it helps me a lot. All right, it helps me like know that it gives me feedback that you like the video, that you want some more videos. All right, it helps me find out exactly how my videos are doing so that way I can make more of those or less. Now, for the exercise files right here in big bold text, go to the websiteboy.com slash forward slash snippets. There you will find the code for this specific tutorial. Okay, I will put the code there, and you got two options when you get there. You're gonna download or copy and paste. I recommend download the folder because that way you get the images and you get everything right on your computer, and you're gonna see how that works once we get there. Okay, now I want to thank those of you who like my videos from the bottom of my heart. I really appreciate it. Helps me very much, okay, because it makes me like make more videos more often. You guys are awesome. You girls are awesome. Thank you so much. And let's get started with this Bootstrap tutorial. Hi everybody, let's do this now. All right. So the first thing that we need to make sure is that you have your Bootstrap organization right. What I mean with that is that you need to have your Bootstrap in place, your CSS, your fonts, and your JS. If you haven't done this, you need to go back to the other videos and learn how to do this. All right. The second thing that we need to do is we need to go ahead and download our exercise files. All right. And for that, we need to go to my website, the website boy slash snippets. All right. Once we get there, you're going to click on this link here. It might be in a different order because I just realized I need to organize this a little bit. This is a new page I'm making to put all the code for you guys, just in case you need it in a more organized fashion. Let's just click on this one here. And then here is the code. Now, for those of you that trust me, click on the download project. It's going to give you the nice images. For those of you that are skeptical and don't trust me yet, just copy and paste the code. I'm just doing this for your convenience. Just because I trust myself, let's go ahead and do this. Download project, right? Now Google Chrome is gonna download it on the left hand side right here on the bottom. And we are going to extract this zip folder. Let's just drag it there. And let's just minimize this. Let's just drag it to our Bootstrap folder. Let's just extract it here. We have images folder, which I put all the images that you can use, and the file that we're going to be using. So let's just drag this to the root. make sure it's there, and let's delete the zip folder. All right. All right. Now let's take a look at this project.html file in the browser. All right. Let's just double click it, and of course my browser is bugging out. But anyways, as you can see here, there's no Bootstrap. All right. And if you want to see proof of that, let me just open up my editor. Let me just drag it here, and let me just show you that. Let's just drag this to my Sublime Text, and there is no Bootstrap here. It's linked, but we're not using Bootstrap markup here anywhere. So all these images in code are just hanging there by themselves, very lonely. Let's go ahead and mark up this HTML and make it look nice. All right, let's go back to our editor. We are in the project.html there, and let's go ahead. I marked this HTML so you can know where you put your rows. First thing that we want to do, we want to divide this content into 4 rows. First row is gonna have the 2 images on top, which are the logo and the banner. And the second row is gonna have just this heading and some description. Third is gonna have all our content, including this images, heading, description, and the link. All right. And we're gonna divide this into 4 columns later on. But this is row 3. It's gonna have all this. Row 4 is gonna be our footer. So let's go ahead and do this. Let's start with these 2 images on top. We're gonna create a div with a class of row, because that's how we separate content in Bootstrap. And let's go ahead for div. Let's repeat the step for the second row. And for the third, let's repeat it here. And let's just take this off from here and take it all the way down. And for this one, because we are using HTML5, and you can notice with the doc type, let's just use a more semantic, meaning let's just put names on our elements instead of divs, so generic. And we need a class. Actually, let me just do this again so you can see how I do this with boom, with Emmet for Sublime Text 2. What a advertisement I'm doing for these people, right? But anyway, so now that we separated that, oh, let's do this for this, which is the header, right? We have the 2 images there. Let's do the same here, and then just name this header. There we go. And let's just put it right here also. That way we can, and we've saved this. We haven't done much, right? Not yet. Now, because we don't have, we should have some padding on the left, right? And on top and on the bottom. Now we can go ahead and use CSS and go ahead and add some padding to the body. But Bootstrap has a nice class called container. And let's wrap this around in that class. Let's make a div with a class of container. And I'll show you exactly what that does. If you watch some of my other tutorials, you'll know exactly what that does. Let's just wrap all this around. Usually I like to comment this out here and put container here just to know. All right, so let's save that. Let's go back to it and refresh. Boom, nice, right? So now that we have some padding here, let's go back and start dividing this. I want, if you remember on the picture from the slides, I had 4 columns across here. Right now it's just straight up 1 column, and it's taking full width on all of it. All right, this is if I put borders around, you can see that all this is 100%. What we need to do is we need to make a call to Bootstrap. Remember, Bootstrap works with media queries. So if, let's start from the header. All right, so let's first divide the header, which is right now together. All right, those 2 images. Let's just divide it right now, and let's make a class for the header. Let's just right here for this image, div with a class of LG sits, which is going to give me 50%. Remember that 50% of 12, which that's how many grids we got to work on. Let's do the same for this call. We can just copy and paste too if you are lazy. I'm just typing as I go. So all right, and let's go and save this. Command S or Control S. Refresh, and now it's divided into 50%. And we can tell if you check on inspect element and we check on this grid, the media query, media is right here, mint width 1200, 50%, and it's floating to the left. Everything's floating to the left on Bootstrap, almost, right? Almost everything. Now that we divided this, and next row is this one here, this heading and this description here, and we're going to be using, as a matter of fact, we're not going to be using anything. We want this to be 100%, right? So let's just divide our columns because we got 12 grids to work on, and this is only 4 pieces here. We need to divide 12 into 4, and if you do your math, it's 3. So let's go ahead and do that. Let's create a div with a class of call for column, of course, and let's just do a call to medium. And I could do a call to anything. Basically, I can put any other class in here. I just want to start with medium because this is just not too small and not too big. And let's just make it 3. And now we can do this for all of them. Let's just separate this so it's more legible there. And right here. All right. We can just copy this into here and copy this and copy this, and now we can just take this down to here. That's why I like more spaces. Most of the time I put a lot of space so I can have room to work on with. And let's just drag this down here. I'm not gonna be organizing this HTML much, but you are welcome to do so. And then if we refresh, then you see our 4 products there. Okay, so basically what that class is doing, I'll show you right now, is calling a media query of min width 992, a breakpoint, remember that, of 25%. So of course this is 100%, right? Everything's 100%, but if we call them fit 25%, this is just gonna take 25% of this screen size of, so anyways, now that we have that going on, all right, the next thing for us to do, let me just show you real quick what this is doing basically. And the problem we have that you don't know yet is that if we get closer to a breakpoint of 992, is going to take that media, and I'll show you right now what it is. All right, let me just make this a little more legible for you. So right now, all right, what this is doing, I'll show you. If we expand it, it's 25%, but when we get smaller, it goes to 100% again. And this doesn't look right because there's a lot of empty space right here. I rather see another product right here close to this one when the breakpoint is on whatever, whatever we're designing for, right? So we need to add, can you believe it? And you haven't learned this yet, but we can add another call. We can add another class close to that one to actually call for that specific grid, for that specific media query. Okay. So what we want to do is we want to call a class that the breakpoint is for very small mobile devices. So for that one, if you remember, the extra small is perfect. All right, because the breakpoint's on 768, and that's, you see right now it's breaking on 992. I would like it to break when it goes to 768 right here, not right here. So let's do that. Let's add another call. This is something that you're going to be learning. This is new probably for you and probably for a lot of people, even people that know Bootstrap. So let's add another call to a class of extra small, and let's divide this into 6. All right, because that's what it is, right? Let's go ahead and add this class right here to all of this. So I'll show you in a minute what that is doing. Let's just save it. Oops. All right, let's go back to the browser. Got too many screens open, and that's how my desktop is. But anyways, let's refresh this, and now let's put inspect element so you can see what it's doing. Right now it's on 25%. When we get to a breakpoint that I told you about, which was 768, I believe, 992. When we hit that breakpoint 992, this is going to go to 50%. All right. So basically, this starts here. All right. You got to think about it like this. From it starts. Let me just minimize this so that you don't get confused. This starts. What we did is I did it a little backwards there, but you can understand it. And I'm gonna explain it to you very clearly. Right now, we're starting on this media query on calling media query. Actually, we're starting on 6 on 50%. This class is calling a 50% on these products, on these images and content here. If we go to the breakpoint of medium class, if you remember that, the breakpoint is on 992. And we're going to keep going on 50% until we reach that breakpoint of 992, which is that medium class that we added. And you can see it on the top here. That's when it changes. And it's going to change into 25% because that's what the medium class for medium 3 is, 25%. Okay, if I put medium 6, it's gonna be 50% at 992. Remember that it's the media query that you're calling. Always remember that this class, the medium, is gonna be always calling the medium the 992. So at 992, all right, if you have a different number here, if you have a 6, all right, at 992, that 6 is gonna be 50% because that's the half of 12 grids. All right, remember that what you're calling here in the medium is a different media query with the medium. The large is gonna call a different one, a 1200, and the extra small is gonna call another one, and so on. It's a media query that you're calling, and each media query for each different number has a different width. All right. So, all right. Now, another thing that I see here that we need to remedy is that our logo and banner here is stacking up too soon. 1200, that's not acceptable. Look how ugly that looks, right? All right, we need to actually allow this to get closer and then stack up when it's really close to mobile devices. Because right now, if you go to any device, even desktops, you can, a small desktop, it stacks up. We don't want that. So let's go back to our code. And if I remember where I put this, right here, I believe. There we go. Let's go back up here and let's add another class. What class do you think we should add? Can you answer that? You can't answer that? Come on, you can do it. All right, I'll do it for you. Let's call a small class, right? The small class which wraps around 768. That's, I think that's a good one. So let's do call SM for small, and let's make this logo a little smaller than the banner, right? Right here. Let's make it a 5. All right, and let's make this one. Let's just copy. Let's just do some copy and pasting here. That's cool, right? Let's make this larger. Let's make it a 7, and let's just save it. And look what's going to happen. If we refresh this, all right. Remember, right now, let me just do the inspect element so you can see it. Right now it's on 50% because we laid it out with the LG 6. So 50%, as you can see, is calling the min width at 1200. But look what happens when we get to the breakpoint of the small. 7. You saw that? Boom. Watch this. Actually, you didn't see that because it hasn't not gotten to that breakpoint yet. Boom, 768. You see that? So right now, still all the way when we get to that breakpoint 768 is gonna call that small. Boom. See that? So that way we can have these images look nice all the way down to where it gets to mobile devices and then it stacks up. Okay, so now our page is looking good. We can continue this in the next video. I'm going to decide if we continue to make this better and make this maybe to a full website or not, depending on your likes and your comments. Please, guys and girls, do not forget to like them, because if you do, then I know that you liking the videos, and I'll make more of this, and I'll make it more interested, and I'll make more exercise files, and I'll make your days and you make my days when you like the videos. If you remember to like them, comment, please like them. If you do, thank you so much for all the support you give me. I really appreciate it. I'm so motivated to make so many more videos that you don't even know. Thank you again, and have a great blessing day. Bye bye.